Bright light poured into the glass-walled boardroom. Emma stood at the front, her hands gripping the edge of the table. Sweat gathered on her palms, but she didn't let go. Her chest rose and fell with every breath. Her voice trembled at first, then steadied as she spoke about her business idea. Her eyes sparkled with fire. She had built this dream from scratch. But halfway through her pitch, her eyelids fluttered. She blinked hard. The faces around the table became blurry shapes. Her fingers loosened. Her legs shook beneath her pencil skirt. The room tilted. A loud thud echoed as she hit the floor. Chairs scraped back. Papers flew. Someone shouted her name. Outside, the ambulance wailed. Inside, Emma lay still as paramedics lifted her into the stretcher. Oxygen mask pressed over her nose. Her pulse beeped faintly on the monitor. At the hospital, doctors moved fast. Blood tests. Machines. One doctor stepped out, his lips tight, his voice low. It's rare. It's aggressive. If she doesn't start treatment immediately. He didn't finish the sentence. Down the corridor, her mother sat with her face buried in both hands. Her shoulders shook but no sound came out. Her father stood in one spot, walking back and forth every few seconds, rubbing his forehead, whispering things under his breath. On the side of the bed, Leila clutched Emma's limp hand. Her thumb brushed the back of it in slow, steady circles. She didn't cry. She stared at Emma's face, blinking often like she was trying to memorize every line. At the foot of the bed, Malik stood without moving. His eyes stayed fixed on Emma's face. No tears. No words. Just stillness. He leaned down, kissed her forehead gently and whispered, "I'll take care of everything." But his voice was too smooth. Too soft. And his eyes didn't look at Emma the way they used to. Days passed. Then weeks. Emma's eyelids twitched sometimes, but mostly she lay quiet. Malik stopped checking his phone. Stopped answering calls. He told the nurse no more visitors. He said Emma needed rest. When her co-workers came with flowers, they were turned away. At night, while the hospital grew silent, Malik's eyes drifted to Leila. She laughed differently when others weren't around. She walked lighter. She looked younger than Emma ever had. Malik watched her, then followed her, then touched her arm longer than needed. Leila didn't pull away. She leaned into him when she spoke. She started wearing lip gloss. New perfume. She waited when others left the room. Emma's body jerked once in the middle of the night. Nurses came running. Beeping alarms filled the room. Her breathing grew shallow. Machine hissed. Her eyes rolled back. The nurse wrote something in red on her chart. Then silence. Down the hallway, Malik's phone lit up. He pressed it to his ear and whispered, "Come. It's time." He looked out the window. Rain painted long lines across the glass. Leila arrived with her hoodie up, but her face glowed beneath it. She didn't speak. She just walked into his arms. Together they sat in his car for a long time. He held her hand. She smiled. Their heads leaned together. No one saw them. After that night, the hospital's rules changed. New instructions at the front desk. Only family, the nurses said. Privacy request. But no one knew Emma wasn't really surrounded by love. Malik changed Emma's charts. Removed names. Moved her to a private room. Even Vanessa, Emma's best friend since they were little girls, couldn't get past the hallway. Vanessa showed up with soup and flowers, but the nurse gave a stiff smile and shook her head. "She's resting." Vanessa waited hours in the lobby, then left with the flowers still in her hands. Leila opened her phone and posted an old photo of Emma. Black and white. Caption. Asterisk still fighting. Still praying. Asterisk comments poured in. Prayers. Heart emojis. Grief. Then later that same day she posed with Malik. Arms linked, wine glasses raised, tropical ocean behind them. Secret account. Hidden from everyone. She posted again the next week. Dim lights. Hotel sheets. His hand on her knee. Emma's face stayed quiet. Her body didn't move. But someone was watching. Vanessa pulled up social media posts and stared for hours. She clicked every like, every comment. She saw that Leila never wore black. She noticed Malik's car in the background of strange pictures. She saw the same hotel walls again and again. She stopped texting. She started calling numbers. Private investigators. She handed over names and dates and usernames. One night, Vanessa opened an envelope and dropped her phone. She covered her mouth with one hand. But she didn't scream. She didn't show up at the hospital. She became a shadow. At night she made bank transfers under fake names. She emailed doctors overseas. She got a call from a professor in Sweden. "We can try a new treatment," he said. She nodded through tears. Every time Emma blinked awake, even for a second, Vanessa was there. She didn't ask questions. She played soft music. She let her hold her hand. Then, one morning, Emma's fingers curled tighter around Vanessa's. Her eyelids fluttered, then opened, longer this time. She didn't fall back asleep. Her lips moved. Her voice cracked. She smiled. Vanessa leaned in close and began to speak. She didn't leave anything out. Not Malik. Not Leila. Not the pictures. Not the lies. Not the marriage. Emma sat still, her face blank, eyes closed. Her fists rested gently in her lap. No tears. No sound. Just her chest rising slowly with each breath. Her lips barely moved, but inside her mind, a quiet fire lit up. She wasn't finished. In the dim room of the rehab center, she lifted a glass of water with shaky hands. The cup wobbled. A drop spilled onto her lap. She didn't flinch. Vanessa leaned over and steadied her hand without a word. Emma took a sip and set the cup down, her fingers trembling. Every morning, Emma dragged herself out of bed. She moved slowly, her legs weak. The tiled hallway seemed endless as she walked, one small step at a time, sweat gathering at her temples. Vanessa walked beside her, silent but close, always ready when she stumbled. On the therapy mat, Emma clenched her jaw as the physical therapist guided her through stretches. Her forehead glistened. Her body shook. Her eyes, though, stayed fixed on the far wall. Not a single complaint passed her lips. Late at night, the lights in her room stayed on. Her bed untouched. She sat cross-legged on the floor, books stacked around her. Pages on business strategies lay open, highlighters scattered. A video of Malik speaking at a conference played on her tablet. She paused, rewound, and played again, her gaze sharp, mouth set in a firm line. Outside the city, hidden among trees and quiet wind, the rehab center stood still. Inside, Emma bent over notes and graphs. Her hair, once short and uneven, now touched her shoulders in soft curls. She wore a loose, dark sweater. Her voice when she spoke was low and slow, steady with power underneath. In the city, Malik raised his glass at a rooftop party. Lights twinkled. Laughter echoed. Leila leaned on his arm. Her red lips curled into a smile for the cameras. Guests circled them, whispering, admiring. Photos flashed. On Leila's page, an old photo of Emma appeared with a long caption. "My sister, my heart. I miss you every day." Comments poured in. But in a quiet corner of the room, Leila chuckled as she scrolled past it. Malik stood in a boardroom with glass walls. He pointed at a screen filled with charts. Investors nodded. The company logo shone behind him. New name. New story. But his fingers fidgeted behind his back as he spoke. His voice rose with fake confidence. Back in the shadows, Emma tapped on her laptop. Under the name Sasha, she sent out a silent bid. Deal closed. Another piece of Malik's empire, now partially hers. A new startup received a wire transfer. Competitor was born. Vanessa opened a folder, revealing names and numbers. Emma scanned them, her fingers trailing across the papers. Her brow furrowed. She didn't speak. She just nodded. At a cafe, no one looked twice at the woman in the corner. Her scarf wrapped loosely around her head, her sunglasses hiding tired eyes. She stirred her coffee slowly, listening to two businessmen talk about Malik's next big move. The day of the expo, Emma stood in front of a mirror. The black suit fit like it was made for her. Her hair framed her face neatly. She adjusted the collar, looked herself in the eye, and then turned away. Outside the expo hall, cars pulled up. Emma stepped out, heels clicking on the pavement. She walked past the crowd, past the lights, past the noise. Her face gave nothing away. Inside, the hall buzzed with voices. Banners hung high. Booths lit up. Laughter, deals, pitches. Papers shuffled. Greens flashed. The smell of fresh ink and perfume lingered in the air. Malik stood tall, his tie perfectly in place. He greeted guests with warm handshakes. Leila clung to his side, her phone raised, capturing every second. Behind the curtain, a woman handed a clipboard to a lead judge. The judge took a step forward. Emma walked past them. Her eyes locked on the stage. Her lips curved slightly. She kept walking. No one stopped her. Not yet. 3 judges sat behind the long table. Their faces were known everywhere. TV shows, news, business deals. But Malik's eyes kept going to the empty chair beside them. That chair mattered most. Someone had reserved it just the night before. No name. Just a quiet request. Private. Powerful. Mysterious. Malik rolled his shoulders back. He gave a small, confident smile. His suit was perfect, his speech ready. He didn't care who was coming. He had everything under control. Then the doors swung open. People turned. Silence spread through the room. A woman walked in, tall, calm, her chin high. She wore a fitted black suit, her heels clicking sharp against the marble floor. Her hair was smooth, pulled back in a sleek twist. Her eyes held something quiet but fierce. No one moved. Malik's jaw tightened. His chest rose fast, then stopped. His fingers curled into fists. His face lost its color. There she was. Emma. She wasn't supposed to walk again. She wasn't supposed to breathe. She wasn't supposed to be alive. But she kept walking. Past the crowd. Past the whispers. Straight to the front row. Leila let out a sharp gasp. Her hand shook. Her phone slipped and hit the floor with a loud crack. Emma pulled out the chair beside the judges. She sat down, slow and steady. Then she looked straight at Malik. Her hand touched the mic. "This," she said, her voice calm but firm, "is what betrayal built." The sound carried across the room. Malik didn't blink. Emma leaned forward. "I watched you steal everything I made. I heard your lies. And now I'm here to see how far your lies will take you." Gasps burst from the crowd. Chairs shifted. Phones rose in hands. Red lights blinked. Everyone started recording. Malik opened his mouth, but nothing came. Emma picked up her tablet. Her finger tapped the screen once. The big screen behind Malik came alive. One photo after another flashed. Malik and Leila in hotels, holding wine, wearing gold. A video played. His voice whispering in her ear. A bank log followed. Money transfers to hidden accounts. Another page. Hospital papers, edited. Another, company funds disappearing. Every lie stood there in full color. People murmured louder. Some stood. Some covered their mouths. Malik's shoulders slumped. He took a step back. His head moved side to side. No, this can't be. Emma rose. Her eyes stayed on him. It is. She turned to the other judges. Her voice didn't shake. I've heard many pitches, but none built on stolen dreams. She faced the crowd again. My name is Emma Sasha. This company was mine before it was his. People gasped again. Usha. That was the name she had used. Quietly, patiently. She had bought most of the company back without anyone knowing. Some investors stood up and walked out. Others looked at Malik with wide, cold eyes. He didn't move. Leila reached for his arm. He didn't follow. His eyes stayed locked on Emma, the woman he once promised to protect. Emma turned her back to him. She walked toward the exit without stopping, her steps slow and sure. Outside, a black car waited. Vanessa stood beside it, holding the door open. Emma got in. The door shut. The car pulled away. Emma leaned back, shut her eyes and let out a breath. Long, deep. She didn't smile. She didn't cry. She looked peaceful. Months passed. Emma opened a foundation. It helped women with sickness start over. She gave money, gave time, gave jobs. She taught young women how to grow. She paid for research. She sat with those who felt forgotten. People asked her how she stayed strong. She always gave the same soft answer. Sometimes the darkest nights lead to the brightest mornings. And far away, in quiet corners, Malik and Leila disappeared from people's mouths. No one called. No one cared. They had lost everything. Their choices stayed with them like shadows. If you've ever been hurt or left behind, hold this story. The fall can be deep, but rising is always possible. Truth doesn't stay buried. Silence can be stronger than shouting. Real loyalty shines in pain, not in comfort. And healing, true healing, comes when you rebuild not with revenge but with purpose. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you did, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more stories like this. Leave a like and comment below to share your thoughts. See you in the next video. And don't forget to share it with friends and family who love heartfelt tales.